Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you're watching, this is Mappa. And before I bring in I was going to say my special guest, but he's my guest host. He might as well be a special guest. He's been doing this long enough. You've got to be special to be putting up with me all the time, to be honest,
special.
week in, week out.
Special, I like it.
Yes,
I like
you're
it.
the special one.
Mm.
I don't know what special one is in French, but I'm sure you could tell me afterwards. Anyway, we are not only aligned with foodfromcyprus.com, so use the code NCN12 for your 12% discount. Every time you enter or purchase something, you'll be immediately entered into a prize draw for a couple of nights in an Airbnb in Cyprus, in Lefkosia. As Tasso said, you could do it after Christmas for one of the derby games, which would be lovely, lovely, lovely. And maybe, if you push your luck a little bit, you might be able to get tickets for their Ed Sheeran concert in September. You might want to use it then. You never know.
Forgot about that, yeah.
Forgot about that. Anyway, secondly, my other announcement, or our other announcement, we are officially on the Hollywood Bulls Network in Dubai. Salam, my brothers. Thank you, Peter Redding, for agreeing to bring us on board. It's a very exciting prospect. I'm looking forward to it anyway. I love Dubai, man. I've been there like 11 times. You know,
well,
it's home away from home.
As you know, professionally, I got a lot of work out there, so any other excuse to go over there.
Of course. And as I mentioned before, my friend Tam has got TK Fitness out there, and he's opened a new restaurant, which I'm very happy for him. He had Stormzy there with Maya Jama the other day. Look at that. Come on now.
Dropping the names.
Levels to this, man. Anyway, we're not here to brag about the people that we know who we're aligned with, but thank you, Hollywood Bulls, again. Thank you, Food from Cyprus. It is time for the Prodathlima talk. Unfortunately, there is an international break, so there's going to be doom and gloom for the next couple of weeks because, hey, Cyprus are playing Spain, and we know it's going to be little dicky.
just a little. Too much.
Tasso, are you ready to go with this?
I am ready.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let's start with Salamina beating DOXA by 2-0. DOXA went down to 10 men when Szyszkowski was sent off. Our friend Alex came on, and he didn't have any favors from his defenders, did he? Poor bloke. 2-0 to Salamina. 11 defeats on the bounce for DOXA. What the fuck was going on with that penalty as well, man? Honestly, Jesus Christ. Tasso.
Yeah, it's like they're doing it on purpose. No comment, but yeah, it's actually 12 losses with the cup loss as well that they had, so it's going bad. It's also 7 games without scoring. Last time they scored was against an OMONOIA, and that was a penalty. The last time DOXA scored a goal from live play was against ARIS on the 16th of September.
So an earnest goal?
Yeah. So that's 2 months ago. On the opposite end, Salamina are going for it. They want to get into that top 6, don't they? Mm-hmm. The 3 games they've lost this season are against OMONOIA, and that's when they had the sending off. APOEL, where they lost 1-0, and ARIS, where they lost 2-1, and they conceded the losing goal in the 90th minute. Was when Gomi scored his second one, wasn't it? Yeah. So DOXA wasn't going to be the most difficult game for them. Regardless, the kind of what DOXA had in place looked to be working for the first 10-15 minutes. That Vlita was lively for the first 10-15 minutes. Asante had some shots at goal as well, and then just the sending off happened, and they went to shit, didn't they? Szyszkowski gets caught in possession. Durmishai pressing and gets the ball off him, and Szyszkowski brings him down for a professional foul. I don't think there's any complaints from him. There can't be any complaints from him for that. I've seen that like 5 or 6 times now. He's their captain because Siddiq's not playing. It gets sent off. Antonio basically has a very busy afternoon the rest of the time. For once, I can't start anything on Antoniadi. He was not at fault for either of the goals.
Nope.
For the first goal, he was marking Miguelito and actually doing a good job on him. It's Miguelito wasn't able to run in like the other two players that had like a free header to get that first goal in. And then, he wasn't even on the pitch for when Leuca got fouled, and then Dorigaray obviously scores the penalty. Dorigaray scoring the penalty means I got more fantasy team points. So,
that's his seventh goal of the season, mate. And for a player who he's kind of going under the radar, really, isn't he? No one's really talking about him as one of the top strikers in Cyprus. Yeah,
I'm talking about
you are. But what I'm saying is, when you hear about Cypriot football, especially in obviously in Cyprus, you've got all the mainstream media channels and even the websites. No one mentions Dorigaray, but okay, you could say a few of the goals are from the spot, but you still got to put the chances away. And the other player is Diakite. He's got his third goal of the season. Yeah. Now, okay, I'm not his biggest fan in terms of the defensive play, but when it comes to set pieces, he's bloody dangerous. Doesn't he remind you a bit of Sambinha? Do you remember Sambinha, Olympiacos a few years ago?
Yeah. It's not just that. I think they've got some really good set piece takers as well. Narsing is really good at the set pieces. They've got Kone as well, who's really good with the deliveries. I mean, that goal, that first goal they scored, the way he pings it into the box, very, very dangerous ball. Even if a defender for DOXA gets on it, it probably goes in. It's they've been working on that a lot because it's not just Diakite who's getting goals. Dani Barahano, he's gaining the goals as well, and he's his partner in the centre of defence. There's a lot of players performing very well for Salamina. It's good for him.
Can we start mentioning Christodoulou as possibly one of the coaches of the season already? I mean, we were talking about Bursa last season.
Yeah. If Salamina carry on with the form that they're in, then top 6 won't be too far away. And if they get top 6, they're gonna people are gonna put him on a pedestal. He's going to be very much in demand next season, especially if that happens.
Yeah. Well, he was Bursa's number 2 APOEL, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And okay, look, it's still early days for him in terms of his coaching career, or head coach career, shall I say. However, is there a chance that maybe if Ketspire does get the boot, which we're hoping, and Bursa comes in, could he be the number 2? Would he want to leave Salamina to get the assistant coach of the national team?
I think Salamina are going to fight tooth and nail to keep him because he's got these players playing good football and they're getting results, and that's the important thing, isn't it?
Well, for their sake, long may it continue, because we need more challenges for that top 6. Clearly, there's a gap that's widening, although Ike closed it, which we're going to go into in just a bit. But it would be good to see at least 8 teams challenging for the 6 places rather than 7.
Yeah. You're exactly right. I mean, it's still very early in the season, but it's like what happened last season, wasn't it? There were right up until the end, there was an extra 2 or 3 teams trying to break into that top 6, and OMONOIA were the winners of that race. So it's very interesting to keep an eye on it, I think.
For sure. All right. Anything else, or shall I move on?
Let's go.
Let's go on to the next. Othello 2, AES 1, and Othello fighting back from a goal down to win 2-1, although AES missed a penalty at a goal up, didn't they? Which would have put an end to the game, but Othello fought back, and it's a second win in a row for Szczesny.
Yeah, he started off well, isn't he? But yeah, Othellos versus ARIS, you don't normally think that it'd be as entertaining as it was. But yeah, we had 2 penalties. One was missed. We had an overturned red card as well. We had a red card, 3 goals, and the winner in the 89th minute as well as a proper peach. I think it's coming up now.
Yep.
Go on, pass it. There you go. And whoop! Oh, great placement, top bins.
Top bin.
Goalkeeper would have not had a chance to get to that. He put some
Mr.
bins on.
Popescu.
Yeah, his first name Calin. It means cuddle in French. So,
okay. I did not know this.
Nice.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Well, look.
My son asks for Calin all the time. So I'm hoping it's hugs and not, asking for this guy. But yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you, right? This player, his contract expires at the end of the season. He's only 21 years old. He joined in the summer. I know he's played for a few clubs in Romania before coming to Cyprus. But I think he's made a few under-19 national team squads in the past. I don't think he's played. I think he's made a few under-19 appearances. Now, if you go by Transfermarkt, which is not the right thing to do, but they value him at 200 grand. I wouldn't put it past him making it into maybe the national team squad in the next few seasons, because I can see him moving on. And if he continues this form in Cyprus, he'll probably end up in Greece or Turkey and then kick on. I'm guessing Othello will probably want to sell him in January to make a bit of money.
Well, I mean, he's not even starting for him. The last 2 games
coming off the bench.
The last 2 games where he scored, he's come off the bench to win to get points for the team. So, I think he's one to keep an eye on. It's like I think it's a little bit like Valakari at PAFOS when he arrived. People didn't really know too much about him, and then he kind of set fire to the league. It got picked for Finland and to go to the Euros with Finland. It was the Euros, wasn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely,
and he's been impressive up to this point, albeit not at the same quality and rate as his first couple of seasons, but he's still impressive. And this guy looks like he's the same kind of player.
Yep. Yeah. Well, good luck to him. Good luck to him, because I think he's doing very, very well. It's a difficult league, obviously, and coming from moving 5 or 6 different clubs in the past 3 or 4 seasons, 6 or 7 seasons, whatever it is, it's very difficult to get some consistency. So it's good to see him come off the bench and score goals like that, especially, man. So yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah, and one more thing to add before we head off. Othello's fans are loud. Did you listen Did you listen when you were watching the highlights?
Yeah.
There's they've got a banner that says like 300 Spartans sound like 3,000 or something like that. They are loud. They are loud fuckers.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, I think the importance of the game makes it even more demanding for them. It makes it even more exciting for them. Don't forget, there were 3 points behind ARIS going into this game, and beating them leapfrogs them, and they're out of the bottom 3. So so it's a big result for them. Big result, and especially after the managerial changes, we saw Mr. Batija leave under a cloud, and we weren't sure what was going on. Even they got Duris, who's out on loan. Yeah. So they got him to come back if need be. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's going really well for him. It's going really well for him.
Absolutely.
They're in with a shout. They're in with a shout regardless to avoid relegation.
For sure. Okay, on to the next. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are we about to see my team lose their first game of the season? We are. ANORTHOSIS 2, OMONOIA 0. Goals from Castel and a free kick from Correa. Ends our unbeaten streak. Yes. I had a rant on No Choftes. I'm not going to do it now. I'll let you summarize the game. We can discuss it in as much detail as you like, my friend.
I want to start, first of all, that it was unbelievable that ARIS was able to get an assist from that point. that he was able to get the pass off. I'm not sure what happened.
He actually deflected. They actually deflected off Koulibaly and then went to Castel.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I should have worn the T-shirt. He got an assist, but I didn't get.
What is going on?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the goal. But yeah, defensively for that first goal especially was all over the place. You had 3 OMONOIA players on Castel, but he's still able to get the shot away because the only one actually going into him to try and take the ball off him was Haralambos, and he was behind him.
Yeah.
The 2 players that were in front of him were just static. They didn't go towards the ball. They didn't go towards him. So he was able to get the shot away, even though he miscontrolled it, and it looked like it was going nowhere. That second goal, Gorea. So I shat on Gorea from a very big height before this game. And especially about him not starting games for ANORTHOSIS. So he comes off the bench and he scores a free kick. Now I think I didn't watch all the no chuffness that you did for the game, but I remember you saying something about Uzoho not doing well for the free kick. But I think he set the wall up and set his position up to save a free kick from Tejera. And I think it's a free kick that ANORTHOSIS have practiced before for goalkeepers who are, say, a bit more prepared to take on a free kick from the normal free kick taker. But the thing is, he does the little feint, and Correa runs in instead to take the free kick. But you just see Uzoho, he kind of watches the feint from Tejera to not kick the ball, and then he kind of just goes static, and then the ball flies past Uzoho. Like he wasn't expecting the. Well, no one was expecting Correa to take the free kick. I don't think many of his teammates knew he was going to take the free kick. But yeah. Uzoho's reaction to this practiced routine was not great. Even though I think the reason his positioning was because he was expecting Tejera to take the shot to go in swinging. Yeah, to go in swinging instead of Correa's out swinging free kick. But anyway, OMONOIA should have had a penalty. But if OMONOIA had got something from the game, I think it would have been a disservice to ANORTHOSIS, because I think ANORTHOSIS had played very well. I think the better team won on the day.
We had the first half, they had the second.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. But the difference is they made their chances count. We had the chance in the first 10 minutes where Gaguli has an open goal and it's cleared off the line, which he should have scored. We had another chance where the ball's come in the box and Loiza can't get his head onto it. But like I said on the podcast, our first chance was in the 10th minute. Our next chance, if you can even call it that, because it was a shot from outside the box, was in the 94th.
Mm-hmm.
That just says it all about the performance. And it goes back to what I keep on saying. When OMONOIA are defensively solid, you don't beat us. Mm-hmm. When we're at 6s and 7s, it's easy. Going back to the Castel goal, what makes it even worse for me is not only that there were 3 players around him, he had his back to goal and he was still able to get the ball from under his feet, because it was just pinballing between his ankles. And he managed to just swing it, wrap his foot around the ball and put it in the bottom corner. And the second goal, you could talk about the wall and it was Uzoho's positioning, which was terrible. But what Uzoho also does from free kicks, he does this thing where he bounces up and down on his line. So he's literally on his toes the whole time. And when you're constantly on your toes bouncing, how do you get any elevation or any movement from left to right, which is where he was? It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I don't know if you saw the members area video I did on OMONOIA statistics. We've had 71 corners this season, Thasso, and we've only scored once from a corner, and that was from a routine, set piece routine. It wasn't like crossing the box to get a head on it. It was pass, cross, header. 71 corners, 1 goal. It's not good enough. Not good enough.
No, it's not. But again, OMONOIA are probably not the only team that are suffering from that. There's...
Well, I don't know. SALAMINA all right when it comes to set pieces?
Yeah, but SALAMINA, I've worked on it. But there's a lot of teams that have got so many set pieces from corners, free kicks, indirect free kicks and things like that, where they're not... It's an issue. It's an issue in Cyprus. You either have poor defending from corners or poor attacking from corners. There's...
Why do you think it is, though? Why do you think that is?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Gibrey aren't really tall people. I don't know. This is,
it's full of foreigners. It's full of foreigners. Shall I tell you what I think it is?
Right.
I think because you and I, we're originally from the UK, and we're so used to seeing a physical game where, your long balls, your Wimbledons, your Sam Allardyces, and we're used to seeing big burly strikers or big centre-backs being able to get their head on the ball, whereas a lot of these players come from leagues where perhaps it's more about the technical ability, keeping the ball on the ground rather than putting it in the air. It's no surprise when you've got players like DIGENIS, Sadiq, Doragaray, who are good on the ball, but good in the air. They're the successful ones when it comes to getting their head on it. Diakita, as we mentioned earlier, for SALAMINA. When I look at this OMONOIA team, I don't see anyone that has got any kind of physical presence attacking the ball in the box. I thought Koulibaly would be that guy, but you can't just rely on one player to get their head on the ball.
No, you need 3 or 4 players to put pressure on the defense.
None of them. But I'm not going to take anything away from ANORTHOSIS because they were by far the better team second half. They played 10, 15 yards further up. Their fullbacks got in behind us every time. Wagre on the right was phenomenal.
He's a fantastic right back,
I think Tejera in front of the back four was pulling the strings. Their centre-backs were winning balls in the air, which I didn't think they had it in them. All right, we had that chance early on, which came from a defensive mistake, by the way. If you get the chance to see the opportunity again from Gaguli, where it came to Semedo, the defender completely mistimed the pass. And I see on Monia's Instagram saying, what a pass that was. No, mate, the ball bounced before the defender got to it, and he completely fucked it up. That's how Semedo, it wasn't a great pass, just shit defending. But anyway, let's do something for the gram. I'm not going to go into that. So overall, ANORTHOSIS were the better team second half. They took their chances, and that's what it boils down to. If you don't take your chances, you don't win games. If you take your chances, you win the games. And as far as I'm concerned, we could have had 15, 16 shots on goal, which we didn't mind, even if we had that many opportunities. If you waste your chances and your opponent score both of their chances, you deserve to lose. That is it.
Yep.
Case in point.
Yep. Exactly.
Anyway, there's something else you want to speak about.
I mean, you mentioned the gram.
Yes.
You mentioned the gram. So Chico Banza put a highlight reel up, and the first thing he shows he's a shithouse, isn't he? The first thing he shows,
big time,
is he puts the handball he put on from the goal he scored. It's like, there you go, boom.
He slows it down as well. That's the thing. He's got no shame.
He really, he thrives on it, doesn't he? He thrives on it.
It's like when they were talking about Pele and the amount of goals that he scored. They're like, well, half of them were in training, so that's what they count. It's like this. I scored, but he wasn't allowed. But I'm going to show you the goal anyway.
Exactly. Oh, unbelievable.
Anyway. Shall we move on?
Yep.
Let's go. Move on. Let's go to the next one, which is going to be another interesting encounter. ETHNIKOS 1, PAFOS 4. PAFOS coming from a goal down to score 4 and win the game. Thasso, was this a penalty, by the way? Because
I mean, he kicks the guy in the nuts. We're talking about Movember.
Yes,
just putting it out there. Movember. This I don't know if this is a penalty. I don't know if this one's a penalty. They both go down. They both should be yellow carded for simulation for me. But anyway, Valekari steps up, equalizes, and then after that, PAFOS seemed pretty much in control. Banai will be very disappointed in how he let in the second and the fourth goals. He should be doing a lot better, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, again, he was out injured for how long? I think it was all of last season, wasn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, most of it. Yeah, most of it.
Yeah, and on top of that, it was third choice out OMONOIA is not playing much, so I think he's still a bit rusty, but I think he needs to start picking up those performances.
Yeah. As for Buffalo, mate,
Yeah.
3 wins on the bounce,
Yep.
only 7 goals conceded, and they're banging them in now. 23 goals in total so far.
Yep. Again, their form against the top 6 is still what's gonna trip them up. They need to improve their form against the top 6. Against other teams, they just ransack other teams. It's just that for some reason they seem to have difficulty with the other big teams in the league. Let's see how it goes on.
So are you still saying that they won't be challenging for the title?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because
fair enough.
they what is it when they lost against OMONOIA, they were talking about sacking the coach.
Yes, true.
There were whispers.
True.
The fans were booing them after losing once to OMONOIA. It was. It's there's a lot of pressure on everybody at the club to get something this season, and is the president gonna stick with his man, or is he gonna pull the trigger like he always does if things start to go a little bit south? That's going to be one of the things. That's going to be one of the things, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of people maybe heading out the door.
Yes.
The ETHNIKOS coach. We don't know. It's being reported everywhere that he's gone.
It's unconfirmed.
ACNA haven't said anything yet officially, but yeah, they're saying about Angel Lopez being shown the door.
Could have number 9 out the door. Could have number 9. Now the thing is, they're talking about is it Sacha that could take charge at the weekend, the next game? Sorry. Yeah. Now this is another strange one because while they lost at the weekend, okay, they're sitting in 10th place. Yep. Okay, they're not in a precarious situation.
No.
All right, they're leaking goals. They've conceded 25. But when you think about this, they've conceded 4 against Buffalo, 5 against AEK. They conceded only 5 against you guys, I think, against APOEL. So, okay, that's 14 goals against the top clubs. Then that means they've only conceded, 11 elsewhere?
Yeah.
All right, okay. It's no situation to panic, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, look, wins against KARMIOTISSA, APOEL, and DOXA. Yep. Of course, DOXA. They drew with AEK, OTHELLOS, and ARIS. I think those are the 2 results there that they probably made the board pull the trigger. They want to be beating teams like OTHELLOS and ARIS to be sure that they avoid getting dragged into a relegation fight. But in the games that they've played, they've also played ANORTHOSIS, AEK, APOLLON, and PAFOS.
Yeah.
In 11 games. They've played 4 of what you would consider challenges for the top 6. They've got 5 losses. So one of them wasn't against AEK.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
It's I don't know. I think if they do it as being reported, I think it's a big shame. It's a big shame.
Yeah. So Sacha's last job was KARMIOTISSA, right?
Yeah, that lasted long,
He was
didn't
there
it?
for 2 games, I think it was.
Yep.
I think it was 2 games. And if he
Yep.
takes charge, and his first game is against OMONOIA.
Yeah.
New
Interesting one,
manager
isn't it?
bounce, eh? New manager bounce.
Well, let's see.
You never know.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see what happens there.
Well, let's move on. Let's move on. Enough about that. Enough about that. And speaking of KARMIOTISSA, their winless streak is over. And the shock of the season is not only that they beat ARI, they beat them 4-1. Okay, you could say ARI were down to 10 men. Steve Yago was sent off for a second yellow, pushing his opponent in the face. ARI did get an equalizer, but KARMIOTISSA after that, my goodness, they were absolutely rampant. You and I were messaging each other on WhatsApp saying, what the fuck is going on? We got some other footage to show you guys, which I will bring up in just a moment. But Thasso, as they say in the Middle East, wallahi.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, very busy half an hour as well. Like all the action, all the 5 the goals and the sending off all happened from 64 minutes onwards. But yeah, and KARMIOTISSA had their assistant manager sent off as well. So we'll know a bit more about what happened. Obviously, when Vrionidi comes back during the international break to delve into those games.
Spin the wheel. Sorry.
Yes,
I need to come up with a jingle. I need to get someone to do a jingle for spin the wheel.
I'll find something. But yeah, Steve Yago gets sent off. Defensive issues at ARIS kind of pop up, especially when you're a man down. But yeah, the ARIS players were giving the ball away a lot. And towards the end of the game, you can see the midweek games are starting to tire some of these players as well. They conceded 2 of the 4 goals in 88th minute, I think, and then 91st, something like that. And yeah,
they gave 12 minutes added time at the end of the game.
But right, the 4th goal as well, right? The ARIS defense made KARMIOTISSA's forward line look like MSM. Pep's Barcelona. The passing was like one touch, and then North's finish as well was a really, really, really nice finish. But yeah, very crazy ass game.
Yeah, for sure. There's a few things that caught my attention. First of all, it was Steve Yago and Bengtson helping Mayan Bala? I think it was Gomis. Putting him on the little gurney, or the what's it called? I'm talking about the little what do you call it, man? The little buggy. And then you've got
it's a golf buggy, man. It's a golf buggy with a stretcher on it.
Yeah, and you've got the KARMIOTISSA player sat on it, and then they drive him off the pitch, and then he gets off as if I'm fine. A miraculous recovery. The member of staff at the back with a high-vis jacket was actually wearing a Man United jersey. Then you got Shpilevsky in the stands with a walkie-talkie. Then the KARMIOTISSA goalkeeper decided to throw the ball out because his wedding ring was stuck. I don't know what was going on there. He was pulling his fingers. Maybe he wanted to pull my finger. I mean, he was farting every time someone decided to pull his finger. I remember Bengtson going up to him saying, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, bro, look at my finger. Look, my little finger. My little finger. Now, my wedding ring. Look, help, please. No. It's okay. The referee's like, come on, geezer. What the fuck is going on? There you go. Wedding ring on your right hand. Lovely. And a red card for the assistant. And we thought it was the arse man, but it wasn't him.
Oh, no. I did. Right. It's a Football Manager thing. Ass man is assistant manager.
Yeah.
Ass man.
Yeah, I thought you meant I think the violin man.
No.
And this is Shpilevsky leaving in the 96th minute with his rucksack. He's like, my guy's going on holiday.
But school.
Random things in the Barathlimah. But yeah, that stadium, man. That Stelios Stadium seems to be a bit of a bogey side for a lot of the top 6 clubs. OMONOIA went there, drew KARMIOTISSA 3-3. OMONOIA lost to Buffer their last season 3-0. And then you got the curse of what's his name? I forget the KARMIOTISSA head coach now. He's been sacked so many times. I forget his bloody name.
Haralambos,
yeah. Beating ARI, taking points from them again. You'll get a 10-year
every
contract
time.
now.
It's amazing. Now, well, you know what? Now, what's going to happen? He's going to get a job out of APOLLON from beating ARIS this time. You know, it's you know,
Milojevic is saying, "What are you talking about, motherfucker? I'm not going anywhere."
it's unbelievable.
Some respect.
The Brodathlima is there's nothing like it, is there?
Bizarro world.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. Did you also send me a picture? You also sent me a picture of a steward eating a souvlaki during the game.
Yeah, let me. I didn't bring it up actually. Shit, I didn't bring it up. Where is it? Shit, yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I was waiting for that.
Lovely.
Yeah. I tell you what, food from CYPRUS.com.
Nom 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 nom.
NCN12. Nom 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 nom.
So look, it's defeat for ARIS, their second defeat of the season. Is it a concern that they've conceded 12 goals this season, do you think? I know their goal difference is +9. It's not as good as Buffalo and APOEL, and they're only 3 points behind APOEL, so it's not a disastrous result for them. But should there be a cause for concern? I mean, they've conceded as many goals as OMONOIA, and
we said that. We said that before a ball was kicked, they needed to improve the defense.
Yep.
I mean, here's the fruit of that. You know, especially when you having to play midweek games as well, and you've got a defense that needed improving just for the league.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have these weekends after the midweek games that are gonna cause problems.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Well, yeah, well, let's see. It's a squad game, isn't it? So
yeah, Phil Jones is available, lads.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! They're gonna block us. Flipping hell! They're gonna block us. Right then, let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's go.
And the next game, my friend, is APOEL beating AL by a goal to nil. Hefte with one of the freak goals of the season.
Yep.
Happy days for UNBEATEN. But there's a little bit of controversy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great strike, even though I probably didn't mean it. A little bit of controversy here, my friend. But I thought I'd do some editing for you. That AL claimed that the ball crossed the line, but I took the reverse angle. And I slowed it down. This is my surprise. This is my early Christmas present. That's a photograph that I was sent. Doesn't look like the ball's over the line here. Mm-hmm. And when I slowed the reverse angle down, I zoomed in from right to the point where Belic put his hand on the ball. That's not over the line. It's not over the line. I then took another freeze frame. That's not over the line. You'll be happy to know, my friend.
Good.
Happy days for you.
Exactly. But I mean, I think I sent you. I think I sent you as well a video.
Yes.
They will not stop talking about it in England. The cross from the Newcastle player?
Yeah, against Arsenal.
It's gone out. Yeah, that looks like it's gone out. They were not, because that was what, 10 days ago now.
Yeah,
10 days ago. Right. In the meantime, we've had 2 or 3 of these situations happen in Cyprus, and everybody's forgotten about it the day after.
Yeah. Mate, listen, sorry to go back to this, but Total Green, the OMONOIA channel, didn't even mention the foul on Semedo. They didn't do a replay. They didn't even mention it. It's like it didn't happen. So it's normal for Cyprus. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. This one, and the funny thing is, sorry to say this, but I've seen a few OMONOIA Facebook pages talking about this, saying, oh, they didn't check it. And look, as an OMONOIAdi, I'm telling you this now, that didn't cross the line. It did not cross the line. It didn't. So let's stop this nonsense, okay? Stop it. In fact, I should be pissed off that they didn't take their chances, because they had 3 or 4 decent opportunities, which they fully wasted. But first of all, before we talk about your team, how impressed have you been with Koskela since he's taken charge? Because I know they lost the other week, but listen, a different head coach, they would have capitulated at a goal down against you guys. But they showed a lot of resilience. And as I said, they were unfortunate not to get unfortunate not to get something out of it. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we've spoken about this. Koskela seems to have got them playing 100% motivation, kind of fighting through it. Jalma had some really good chances as well to finish. He's been, since Koskela's come in, he's been a completely different player for him. They still really need to do something about that right back. But yeah, left back there, they've got a really, really good player. For AL, the presidents, the board have been saying, this is a transitional season. And I think for what's going on at the moment, I think they seem sorted. They've changed the coach, they've changed the system, they're doing a lot better than I think a lot of people were expecting them to do.
This transition of AL reminds me of the beginning of the season for ANORTHOSIS, when Gallejo came in and they got rid of all these players and they brought in a few here and there, and you saw glimpses of improvement. And as the season has progressed, they've got better and better. I think it's the same with AL, but obviously the squad depth and quality isn't great. It's not a top 6 squad for sure. However, if Koskela is backed, which I'm pretty sure he will be, he needs a couple of windows for sure.
Yeah.
They're not going to go down this season. I said at the beginning of the season, if they stick with that guy, they'll go down. Yeah. But they've made the change at the right time, and he's already making changes from a systemic perspective. He's gone 3-4-3, which is a system I haven't seen used in a long time in Cyprus. And it's a very disciplined 3-4-3 as well. So it doesn't look like a 5-2-3. It is literally a 3-4-3. But they work hard. They move the ball very well. Okay, I think in the first half against you guys, it's almost as they lacked creativity, especially in the final third, because I saw a lot of diagonal balls, and they're relying a lot on, as you mentioned, Jalma. And Magri's doing well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think if they add maybe 3 or 4 quality players, especially up front, they need a strike. Hendy isn't that guy. I'm sorry.
No,
he's good, but he's not going to elevate you to top 6. He'll be a handful, don't get me wrong, but he's not going to be that guy. But they're building something. And I think with Taino there as well, I think he's made a difference. I know he's only been there a week or so, but
he's going to make him a bit more solid, isn't he? The kind of player he was when he was playing. He's probably going to instill some of that steel in there. But it's an interesting time to be an AL fan. What I will say as well, they're probably going to have better home form than away form. I wouldn't concentrate too much on what's going on in the away matches. It's more the home form, and I think that's probably what Koskela's telling his players as well.
Yeah. Well, Marshall was on the bench against you guys, as was Fabrice Carr. Carr came off the bench. Now, I don't know if they're going to trust in Marsh, but then again, I guess he's still learning the league, Marsh. Koskela is obviously still learning his squad. And perhaps with Taino being there, former Spurs player, who I think George Marsh may have been at Spurs, maybe at junior level when Taino was there. And I'm not saying they'd have bumped into each other at all. I'm not saying that. But obviously with that Spurs connection there, I'm sure Taino knows the Spurs way of playing football, because as much as people can mock Spurs, traditionally they're a very, very good football team in terms of their philosophy, how they want to play the ball, your Glenn Hoddles, etc., etc. And Marsh is from that DNA, so to speak. He's got that in him. So perhaps with Taino being there, he's probably thinking, well, this lad can play ball, but he needs to get used to the league. He needs to get used to how things are done, etc., etc. So I think the groundwork is there, but at the same time, they still need to be backed. Koskela needs to be backed. There's we're just going to have to deal with this and play youth players and rely on this one and that one. He's going to need to bring in 5 or 6 players at least, I think, anyway.
4 players is the maximum in January, but is that the issue that APOEL have got is they've got no finances to be able to bring these players in. That's the only problem. So if it might be they do like what they've done in previous seasons, where they've shipped out youth players abroad. It might be something along those lines that will finance a transfer or two. I don't think they're going to have much action in January.
Watch this space. Watch this space. Watch this space. Anyway, moving on. Are there any more games? I don't even know, actually. Was that the last one? No, there is one more. My goodness. How dare I forget AEK with a 1-0 victory over APOLLON. New head coach Ben Shimon was not there, unfortunately, for AEK. But would you believe it, Thasso? Just the other week, I was saying, how can a 5'9" striker expect to head the ball? Well, Fransol at 5'9" leapt above Adoni like a salmon. That's a fantastic header back of the net, and the APOLLON fans showed their appreciation by throwing plastic cups at him. But a great win for AEK. Ball from out wide, crossed in the box. I don't know if we're going to see much of that under the new head coach, but great header, great victory for last season's Conference League round of 16 losers.
Yeah, there you go.
Had to end it somehow. We're talking too much.
Yeah. No. Again, there was one goal. That was it. Fransol getting on a header. Great stuff. Cross, great stuff. The interim coach is taken charge of AEK like 3 or 4 times before on an interim basis until they've hired someone, and I think he's got good form. So every time he's taken charge of a game, he seems to have done well. But yeah, he's the youth. He's the academy. He's the head of the academy. He's like a He's one of those. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, AEK could have won this game by a lot more. There was a chance right at the beginning of the game, like in the first minute, that Faraj had, where there's a long ball and he just gets hold of it. He runs half the length of the pitch, gets one-on-one with Ljungberg, and the Faraj from last season would have stuck it in the net. Faraj of this season, good save from Ljungberg. They could have buried the game from the first minute.
1 minute. Going back to, sorry to interrupt. Going back to what you said about the academy coach. It's not Panayoti, is it?
It might be. I can't remember the guy's name. I'd have to look it up.
Oh. In that case, you and I need to have a chat off camera. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
I was done.
Okay,
I was done.
enough.
There was not much more to say about the game itself.
Well, I know APOLLON had a few half chances, and the moment AEK took the lead, they were knocking at the door. But once again, it's half chances that they're not taking. And I said Marquez will be the top goal scorer this season, and it's not happening at the moment, is it? Not for me anyway.
No.
Not for my predictions.
No, but it's not for want of trying on his end. It was more. I know there was a chance for APOLLON where he was basically free at the back post, but Tesfaidet, he kind of like glanced at the ball and just took it away from the trajectory of Marquez, and Marquez, he probably would have buried that if he was able to get to it. But it is what it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got 2 bits of news. One sad news, one good news for 2 former APOLLON stars. Shall we start with the bad news?
Yes, so Dieter Ferne is the
Yep.
coach at APOLLON when they won their first league titles in 1991 and 1994. And he won a Cypriot Cup with them in 1992 as well. So he has passed away. Very important coach in the history of APOLLON, obviously, winning them their first two titles. Important coach as well for kind of Cyprus as a national team, because he was head coach when they when APOLLON brought in Milenko Spoljaric.
Yep.
Obviously, Spoljaric, and then you've got younger Spoljaric as well. He was also coach for APOLLON when they drew 3-0 with Inter Milan in the second round of the UEFA Cup. He also coached for APOEL in the 1995-96 season. He was also then in charge of APOLLON as well for another 2 seasons between 1998 and 2000. And he also managed Olympiacos between December 2005 and June 2006. Plenty of experience in his home country of Germany, with a few teams including Schalke. He won an African Champions League with Zamalek in Egypt, and he was national team manager of Lebanon for 6 months. So he's got a very varied career. He's affected a lot of teams' histories, and there's a lot of people, I think, that would like to pay their respects. He's
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Now on to the good news. A former APOLLON striker bagged a hattie, didn't he?
Oh, yes, he did, didn't he?
Go with the goals, man. Come on, man. Bagsman.
Look at that.
And they
Look
love
at
him
that.
out there. They love him out there.
They do. The second goal, it's proper striker's finish. And then the third goal is probably the best one out of the three. Finish from outside the box. Great strike.
Bosh.
Just needed 2 touches. Bam. Bam. Top bin.
How about that? Take that.
Fantastic.
Take that.
And not only 3 goals, he scored them in 14 minutes. He basically did his job for the first half. He could walk the rest of the time.
Yeah,
fantastic.
For sure.
Fantastic.
He
scores a hat trick. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, go on.
Look, no, I was just saying, like, he's been brilliant since joining AEK, and I think they ended the season in 11th place, which not what they wanted, but they stayed up, which is the important thing. And hopefully he'll kick on for next season.
10 goals in 14 games.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had him. Imagine if they had him from the beginning of their season.
Yeah,
they would have been a lot higher, I think. But he's impressive.
And speaking of Sweden, one of our former guests, Boris Bjorkanovic, who's part of the coaching staff, the youth coaching staff at Malmö, they won their 23rd league title, I think. So congratulations to them. I think that's Borison's former club as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Borison's former club, yeah. There you go.
Okay.
See, we do Scandinavian football as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
We do that as well. So, what's next on the agenda, my friend?
Well, let's have a look. Let me go through.
Shall we talk about another former APOLLON player?
Go on.
Right there. Let's go. VAR division. Just when you thought it was safe, just when you thought the days of VAR division on This Is Mappa were over, he's back.
He's back. Is he back? He might be back. We don't know.
Well, he's not back as in back in Cyprus, but he's back in the news. Just to put it that way.
He is. So there was some African football reporters that came out and said that Farco FC in Alexandria have terminated the contract of Amawada based on the understanding that he's not committed to the club and doesn't give 100% during training sessions. And then they pointed out that he had joined 6 different teams in 2023 alone. So, yeah. Now, I was thinking, what is it? Is it the dog again? Is he missing the dog? What's going on? What's happening? Of course, he then came out like maybe 2 hours later of all these reports of him being released by Farco, and put something on his Instagram, which is of interest. Hello, shit and fake news.
Fake news.
Training day.
I love it. Hello, shit and fake news.
Yeah. Well, saying that, right? He might have gone to training, and then they might have called him into the office afterwards and be like, "Get out, get out. We don't want you." So,
what is this shit, Habibi? What is this shit and fake news, Habibi? It's not true, Habibi.
Respect me,
Habibi. Oh my goodness. Well, we have to mention him sooner or later, didn't we? Yeah, it had to happen. It was on the cards.
Just so everybody knows, I wasn't surprised we were bringing Wild Division up. I was surprised at the time we were bringing him up, because I've got him right at the end of the notes. So
sorry.
decided to surprise me with the fucking Dibby die.
Well, we were doing the APOLLON thing, we did the sad news, we did Bita, and then
yeah.
I thought I'd just segue that in, because it's a lovely little pass in there. But anyway, look, before I forget, because I forgot to do it last week, let's go with the league table. I mean, we didn't even talk about your APOEL. Shame on me. We didn't even talk about them. So look, we'll go into that anyway. Top of the league. Was it 6-7 wins on the bounce? Pretty impressive. Sapinto not there. Are you happy? Are you happy now?
I am a very happy boy. Look at that. One loss.
One loss against OMONOIA. Shame on you.
Yeah, I know. But listen, if we finish the season with only 4 losses, and we finish champions, and it's 4 losses against OMONOIA, I don't give a shit, man. We can have the 4 losses of OMONOIA and be top and wear the crowns on our heads. I don't give a shit.
There you go.
But yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, look, for you, it's fantastic. But as I mentioned, the victory against APOEL, it was a good victory. Don't get me wrong. Have you been impressed with anything in particular since the crazy guy has been stuck in the stands?
Well, listen, it's not just me saying it now. There's a few commentators that have come out, ex-APOEL players, saying that there's a trinity. Basically, that Sapinto is very good at training the players and drilling them, but during the match, he's a wild card. He's not necessarily
liability,
good. Yeah, he's a bit of a liability. So it's good to have someone like Dominguez, who's a calming influence and is able to give the players instructions without getting a gun out and being, am I wrong? But and as well, Moraes on his side, being Dominguez's number 2 during the match, has got he knows APOEL, he knows what the fans are looking for, he knows what the club is looking for, so he's delivering on that end as well. And apparently these 3 together seems to be the magic formula. So it's all right. Keep him in the stands. If we keep getting wins, and the games are calm and quiet, and everything is spot on, then great.
He's like Jules Winfield in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Every time my fingers touch brain, I'm Superfly TNT. I'm the guns of Navarone.
Oh God. It's just fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, look, let's bring up the league table anyway. Once again, so APOEL top of the league on 26 points. Buffalo move up to 2nd on 23. ARIS drop down to 3rd on 23, but obviously the goal difference is in Buffalo's favour. ANORTHOSIS move up to 4th place. They're in with a shout. OMONOIA slip down to 5th. APOLLON stay in 6th, but their defeat to AEK means AEK are only 2 points behind Apollon. Did we speak about Ben Shimon and his?
We mentioned him very briefly. We didn't say about. We didn't talk about his record.
Let's talk about his reappointment. Let's talk about his reappointment.
Yeah, there you
then.
go.
Go on.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I kind of, because there was no hints or anything about what was going on at AEK for hiring, which is completely unheard of in Cyprus. You know, the media knows like 3 weeks beforehand who's being hired normally, and this time it's a little bit out of the blue. But yeah, he takes over at AEK again after already being AEK coach once in the 2012-2013 season, and he's also managed the Cypriot national team between 2017 and 2019. His record for Cyprus is fine. 5 wins and 4 draws in 24 games is not. It's the kind of form that you'd expect from Cyprus when they're playing big teams. 26 goals he scored in that time. It's basically that defense that was rubbish with Ben Shimon. They were scoring plenty of goals. There's heavy defeats to Belgium, 4-0 and 6-1, and Russia, 5-0. Notice it's not 7 or 8-0 defeats, but anyway. His most successful time at a club on a points per game basis is the season he spent at AEK. So, let's see. I did a big thread on who would be the expected appointments based off of, staring at who got fired from the Segunda and the Tercera, just checking who was sacked. And I also mentioned the fact that Xavi Roca likes to hire people he's hired before. If we look at Idiakes, for instance, he already came in twice. There was talk of him being rehired again because Deportivo La Coruña are having a bit of a crap season at the moment. So it was like Deportivo and AEK were going to swap coaches. But that obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, Ben Shimon, welcome to AEK again. Carlos Hori says again. But yeah. Let's see what happens.
I don't remember too much about his time in Cyprus. What was it, 2012?
2013.
2012, as a coach. I think, wasn't that back when there was only 4 teams in the playoffs back then?
Yeah, so there was the 3 split. It was top 4, middle 4, bottom 4 for the last relegation place. And he got AEK into the 4th position.
Did he?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I'm going to check that now. I'm going to check that.
You must check this. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure. Let me just have another look here.
No, I think you're right.
2012-13.
I think you're right.
Yeah, they finished third. They finished third in the first part of the league, and then in the second part, I've clicked on the wrong bloody thing. But yeah, 4th.
Yeah. I think you're right.
There you go.
I think you're right.
There you go. That season, PAFOS got relegated.
Oh, that's when they're called AEP. Yeah. Hang about. Can you check something for me? Who are the top goal scorers that season? Do you know? Are you able to find out?
Let's see. In the regular season, we've got Spadaccio with 14.
Yeah.
Aldo Adorno with 13. Rezek, Ichaki for ANORTHOSIS with 12. And then Machi at AEK with 11.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they did have a recognized goal scorer then, AEK, that season.
Well, it says he's a right winger, but yeah.
Okay, and that's all right. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see how this one pans out, because I don't know what kind of system this coach plays now. You know, I don't know anything about what he's done recently. I know he was at Ashod, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there for quite a
What
while
does
as
that
well.
name ring a bell? What does that club name ring a bell? It's an Israeli club. Is it? Who was
Yeah.
there recently?
I don't know. Let's have a
I'm
look.
trying to think. Has any players joined from Ashod in Cyprus? Why does that club name ring a bell?
FC
This is
Ashdod.
gonna.
Let's have a look. Come on.
I need to. This is bugging me now. We're doing this as we're recording. By the way, we're
Yeah.
checking. Let's check Ashod.
Yeah, FC Ashdod.
Let me see. No, 1920. Let's go to 23, 24 arrivals. Who is there? Or who left there?
I don't know, my guy. I don't know.
That is
Current season's
bugging me.
transfers. Guy from Portsmouth has gone there.
Okay, you
Scottish
check the
guy.
current season. I'll check last season because that club name rings a bell. I'm pretty sure someone has been and gone. Oh my goodness, it's gonna bug me now.
Departures. I don't see anything on there. I don't see.
I'm telling you that club name rings a bell. I don't know why. Why do I think a player has left Ashod to come to Cyprus, or has left Cyprus to go to Ashod?
I don't know, my guy.
Honestly, it's gonna do my head in. It's gonna do my head in. I'm gonna do my Googles later on. I'm gonna do my Googles later on because I'm pretty sure there's been at least one player that has come and gone from Cyprus to go to Ashod.
I've got that's Andromidos. That's Greece.
Yeah. And that's anyway. Let's move on. Let's move it on.
Yeah.
Let's move it on. We've done an hour and 6 minutes. So, how many more stories we got left, bro?
There's one.
One
well,
or two?
I mean, there's two. So there's Roel Sotirio scores for Leyton Orient again.
Yes, good old Ruel, my guy.
He's got 7 goals in 20 games for him this season already. He's got his overall record for him is 33 goals in 145 appearances. So, leading on from that, let's get angry. There he is. Prick.
Please, God, no.
He's got no balls. He's got no balls. No.
He's got no balls. He's got no balls.
The thing that kind of what really wound me up when they announced
is it vape time for me? Carry on, go on.
No. I'm gonna try and keep it very brief. The thing that annoyed me when they first announced who he's picked is in the midfielders they put Hector Gibriano and Alexander Gogits because you know he's going to play him in midfield, isn't he?
Of course.
Yeah. Why put them as midfielders?
Why would you want to play Cambo Giriago that has just come back from suspension? Why would they want to play Gusulo that is hasn't played for a week because he's been suspended? Why would you want to play them? Of course not. Yeah. Let's play Gibriano and Gogits in the middle of the park when we know that's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's going to play him in the center of defense. Anyway.
He is.
Okay. So Sotirio and Johnny's are not included, and that's because of the travel arrangements required. I think they're fobbing it off.
No, I thought he was saving them for Gibraltar. What are you talking about?
Okay, it's fine. I mean,
isn't that what he said? They're definitely playing against Gibraltar.
No, are they? Okay, right. Yeah, but anyway, Johnny's Sporting Kansas are in the conference semi-finals of the MLS Cup. So I think he's going to concentrate on that. And Sotirio, the J League, he's got 3 games left of the season. And Sanfrecce Hiroshima have 3 points off third. And I think third gets them into the Asian Champions League.
Right.
So those 2 players, they're kind of staying with the teams to kind of finish off the season. Now,
so for the benefit of our listeners, do you want to read out the squad?
Do I? Do
Or
I?
people, yeah,
Okay,
or
I
people
will.
that can't read Greek. So
Yeah,
it can
yeah. So,
obviously
so
be
in goal, we've got Apollons Dimitriou,
that doesn't play.
he doesn't play. Panagia Achna, which we've spoken about, he's playing, but I think he needs a bit more first team football before he's back to what he was
Yep.
3 years ago. And then Joel Moll, who's been tearing it up in Switzerland. You know, he's been performing very well for them, playing in European games. He's been keeping clean sheets for him. We've been doing great stuff for him. In defence, the Anderson Correa, Garo, who's at Offi in Crete in the Super League in Greece. Nicolas Ioannou, who's at Como in Serie B.
Who've appointed Cesc Fabregas as their head coach, mind?
Yeah, there you go. I was going to mention that briefly at some point.
Ha,
Yeah. And then you've got Bilea, who is doing pretty well, I think, at Panathinaikos in the Super League as well. And then you've got Banayodu at OMONOIA, who's doing fine, except for the last game against PAFOS. Didn't do too well, but he's been doing well apart from that. Like, I don't know if he's playing for Standard Liège, but he's there. And then you've got Filiotis, who doesn't start games for APOLLON, and Andreu, who is at Charleroi, who starts all their games. Now, just defensively, he's got 3 left backs in there and only 1 right back. 1 recognised right back in Filiotis, right?
But we know who's going to play right back.
Yeah, he's going to play Andreu at right back, even though he's not a right back. Not only that, right? Why isn't he picking Sergio at Salamina?
That's a question that many people are asking. Many people, even the press, are now picking up on it, and they're asking why. Yadi, por qué?
Yeah. I mean,
why?
Filiotis doesn't start for APOLLON. He doesn't start for him. You know how he complains about picking players that don't start for their teams? He's got a right back that starts for their team. He's a captain of the team as well. You know, he's a very young player. He's going to be. I'm sure he's like relishing. He was relishing probably playing against Spain. Not going to have that chance anyway.
Nope.
No. Whatever.
Any chance?
Exactly. And then so we've got the midfielders. So we've got the 2 Hambus. One's at APOLLON, the other one's at OMONOIA. We've got Gusulos, who's also at OMONOIA. Spogliaric, he picks the wrong fucking Spogliaric. He picks APOLLON Spogliaric, who barely plays for him. Gastano, who's at Salernitana in Italy. Gogic, who's at St. Mirren. And Hector Gibrianu. I said that really Englishly, didn't I? Hector Gibrianu, who
well, you didn't say Cipriano, so I think you're all right.
Cipriano, yeah, who's at Peterborough. So, midfield wise, I mean,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. There's, again, now Salamina, I've got a central midfielder who's doing very well for him at the moment. Albeit he's playing out on the wings as well. Is Yorgos Papageorgiou. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists for them this season already. He's not playing. He's not picking Ioannou from ANORTHOSIS, even though he should be an ANORTHOSIS player who gets picked. He's 22. He's the ANORTHOSIS captain. He's not picking Baroudis either. But I mean, where's he going to put him in a 7-2-1 formation? But another player he's ignoring, maybe, even though he's kind of gets by a central midfielder, is Ali Reynolds.
Yes.
He's a defensive midfielder that can slot into defense, which is exactly the kind of midfielder that gets Bayer likes.
Yep.
But yeah, and he's playing week in, week out. Not interested in him. But what are you going to do? And then lastly, because there's no point in mentioning them anyway, but the forward line is Pikpitas, obviously, Loizu and Gaguli from OMONOIA, Gavril from APOEL, and Ilya from ACHNA. Now, out of those 5, he's probably going to start with Bittas. Right?
Yep. More than likely.
Now, for me, he should be starting with Ilya, because he's probably the only one of those 5 who is almost used to having the thankless task of being up front by himself and chasing the ball all the time and trying to get something out of nothing. And whereas those other players, those other forwards have got support behind them. They get the ball given to them by other players for them to create something with it.
Okay.
Lois,
okay. Well, how about this then? Let's play a little game. Let's say, for example, Ketspire gets herpes and he can't coach the game, and they say, Thasso, you're coaching the game. You're taking charge of the team. You tell us your lineup. Who would you go with?
So from these players he's picked.
Yep. You can't take anything out, change anything, but this is your team. So
here's where I'm going to agree with him a little bit, right? I'm going to play his formation, yeah.
Oh, 5-4-1.
No. But listen here. Because what you do is you do it in 3 banks of 3. Yeah. You got 3 central defenders, and that'll have to be out of these 3. It'll be Laifis, Garo, and Andreu, right? And then you have proper wing backs, not the wing backs he claims to play. And you'd have Bilea, and then you'd have to play Figliodi because you don't have any other wing backs. And then kind of in the same line of those wing backs, you'd have your defensive midfielder, and that's where Gogic needs to sit. And then you've got your 3 central midfielders in front of them, not in a line, in front of them, all right? And then that's where you'd have the 2 Hambos and Hector, right? Because Giriago, and especially Giriago, he's very good at kind of doing the box-to-box midfielder role. Yeah? And then you have Ilya out front. Because Castano is great as a playmaker, but if you're not going to have the ball much, what's the point of having a playmaker? And then 3 banks of 3. And so I've done that, right? 3 banks of 3.
Yep.
So I'm missing a player, right? I'm missing one more, aren't I?
Right wing back? Am I right?
No, I mentioned the right wing back. So 3 central defenders, right wing back, left wing back.
Okay.
Defensive midfielder. 2 central midfielders. So that's where you've got Gogic, the 2 Hambos, and then you've got an attacking central midfielder. So that's where you maybe have Castano, but I would think you'd want like a Bittas in the second striker role.
Okay.
So you've got Ilya get into the long balls, trying to header it down, do that kind of thing. And then you've got Bittas kind of running in from in deep rather than playing like a proper forward role.
Okay.
And that's how you surprise Spain. You're still going to probably let in 4 or 5 goals, but at least it's a bit more attacking than just let's play 7 at the back.
Okay. Well,
what do you think?
Okay, so what I would do, I'd go 3-4-2-1. I'd go 3 centre backs, standard. So my 3 centre backs, I'd probably go with Panayodu, Caro, and Laifi. My left wing back would be Bilea. My right wing back, Loizu. I've seen Loizu do this in the cup final for OMONOIA against ETHNIKOS. He does a lot of running back and forth. He can track. Defensively, he's decent. Now, when you've got him at right wing back, you're obviously going to need someone to protect him if he does go forward. 2 holding midfielders. I would have Humber from APOLLON, and I'd have Gogits in the middle. So you got your protectors. Your 2 in front of them, I'd have Bitta as a false 9 or a Degari, because he can do that. And I would probably put Gastano. Yeah. But I know that Gastano can do a defensive work as well in midfield. Yeah. And if need be, Bitta can drop into the middle. Not that he's that kind of midfielder, or because he's not a midfielder, but he can drop because we've seen him do that. And up front, I'll go with Elia. I wouldn't put Gagolea up front in this one. Not at all. I'll go with Elia for the physical presence.
Yeah.
So I think not that they would win the game, not that they get anything out of it, but they'd give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
They'd give it a fucking go. And let's get it right. If you've got 2 holding midfielders and 2 number 10s that can slot in to make effectively 4 in the middle of the park to stop Spain from playing, because Spain are phenomenal in the middle, especially with Rodri. You know, I'd be even tempted to get Humber on Rodri, just mark him wherever he goes, follow him, like Ander Herrera did to Hazard. Follow him wherever he goes. If he goes to the toilet, you follow him. Stand outside, obviously. You know, don't go in the cubicle with him, but if you want to do that, you could do that. But honestly, I look, we know that Cyprus ain't a good team. We know, we know, but at the same time, we also know that he's going to go 5-4-1.
Yeah,
we know it.
Yeah, it's not just going to be 5-4-1. It's going to be 7.
Yeah,
it's going to be 7. It's because it is like, it's not 5-4-1. It's 3-4-3-5-2 or whatever.
Scada. That's what it is.
It's not.
Scada.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, this is why I wanted to put the water vision stuff at the end, because
mate.
it's like a thing to kind of it's like what is it, like a lemon sorbet kind of finish.
Oh, we've got one story to finish it.
Have we?
One story. Yes, we do. There's a 3rd division team in Cyprus. That's the only unbeaten team.
The only unbeaten team in Cyprus. That's correct. Yes. ORMIDEIA.
Yes. They are. ORMIDEIA. They are indeed. And our friend Jimmy Mwanga scored at the weekend. This is his goal. And top of the league, still unbeaten, 3-1 victory. Happy days for ORMIDEIA. And good luck to them. I hope they get promoted this season. From what I understand, from what Jimmy told us on the last pod, they're a team unit. They're very tight knit, and things are being done properly there, whatever that means for Cyprus.
Yeah.
Actually, there is one more before I forget, which we were tagged in on Twitter earlier, and I know it sounds rush, but DIGENIS Morpho put out a tweet. According to a recent report by the CIES Football Observatory, the 1st division of the Cyprus League is number 1 in the number of foreign players. Quiz: how many Cypriot players played in our recent game against OMONOIA across both teams? I don't know.
I would say all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, almost all of them.
Yeah, more than likely. So good luck to DIGENIS Morpho as well.
Yeah.
Morpho being my mother's village.
DIGENIS, man. What are you saying it? What are you saying it as if they're playing for ARIS? DIGENIS.
Because I want to say DIGENIS.
You're saying DIGENIS. I was like, they're not playing up front for ARIS.
Well, DIGENIS, never know.
Well, that's fine.
Cipriano,
yeah. ARIS.
And they won 3-0, by the way. They won 3-0. They beat OMONOIA 3-0. There you go. There you go. Right. We've done an hour and 24 minutes. We've done it in good time, man. Done it in very good time. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. You were like 3 hours. It's gonna be 3 hours. Nah.
Yeah. I was scared. I'm too scared to check the internet right now, just in case there's any news that we've missed. I'm too scared to go on Twitter. I'm too scared.
We'll go on it afterwards. I'll put some comments. Put some comments in the in the video. But yeah, I'm going to put some
Yes.
comments in the video for some updates if anything happens. So don't worry about that.
Wunderbar. Wunderbar. So yeah, that's another episode of This Is Mappa in the Bank. Don't forget to give us a follow on Twitter and on Instagram at This Is Mappa. Don't forget to visit our sponsors, foodfromcyprus.com. Use the code NCN12 for your 12% discount. Don't forget, each time you purchase using the discount, you'll be entered in a prize draw for a couple nights in an Airbnb in Lefkosia. Thaso is on at Flares Cafes, and you have something else to promote, being your website.
Oh yes, always promote the website. Yes, so both I and Stel on cafesflares.com, we write some articles in there. So Stel has recently written something about Ultra getting sent out, getting dismissed. I base a lot of my articles on data and stuff like that. So I'm doing a little one about how it's I'm doing a little one about how Getspire is shit compared to other coaches. So it's going to be a graph. It's going to be interesting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It should be epic. It's going to be epic. You can tell. Anyway, that's it for our edition. Thank you for watching. Thank you everyone at Hollywood Bulls for tuning in. We're here. Kalinichta. Goodbye.
I dare.